Hi, I'll be doing my persuasive speech on the importance of recycling. On average, how many times do you think that you throw your garbage, such as straws, cups, napkins, day-old newspapers, and other items, in the actual garbage can, or even better, in cans dedicated to recycling? Have you ever thought of the effect of that garbage if you dispose of it in a different way? There is a massive problem now, and there's too many people throwing away garbage in other places, and it is badly hurting our environment. There are some really important ways to recycle that can positively change our lives along with the others around us. If we choose to recycle, it can lead to less debris floating in large quantities in the water, which is a major problem right now. It could also help to restrict a landfill overage, as most of our landfills are becoming too full to store trash. There are ways that you can help, and we will further dive into these details later on. Personally, I have been paying extra to get a garbage can, specifically for recycling to help play my part in helping the environment. Let's begin by talking about the problems of the people who choose not to recycle, and then we will go into the ways that we can help on improving it. Garbage buildup has become a major problem in the last decade. As minimum wage is increasing, more and more people are becoming wealthier, and they are not wanting to pay for recycling, but rather for material goods, such as one-time use items. Also, populations are continuing to grow larger and larger, and more garbage is being created because of that. Some items, like the one-time use items, are not always biodegradable, and they're not always recyclable, so they end up on the side of the road or even in the oceans. People are wanting efficiency and speed, especially when they're getting food such as fast food, which makes those one-time use items build up in our landfills more than ever. There are some very negative effects on how it reacts with the environment. Many harsh chemicals are released from rubbish in landfills. As they sit and start to degrade, they are released into the atmosphere, which makes it an unhealthy place to be, causing pollution. Recycling helps reduce that pollution by eliminating those wastes. Another problem with not recycling is more common in our area, which is deforestation. Habitats are being broken down, and it's affecting areas such as shrinking of the forest floors, soil erosion, fewer crops, flooding, water cycle disruptions, changes in inclement conditions, and loss of biodiversity and greenhouse gas buildup. Recycling reduces that need for raw materials, and we can reuse items for a second chance. This would then lead to our rainforests being preserved and not having that threat of our animals becoming extinct. Recycling requires very little energy, and it would preserve our natural resources and cut down on our energy expenditures significantly. Not only is the environment affected by this, but so are the people. There is no space for waste. Populations are getting larger, and that means the landfills are filling up fast, and there's little to no room for more. Recycling can help reduce those landfills to a safe level. It would also help reduce financial expenditures by decreasing the amount of products made from raw materials, and it is more expensive to do it that way. New programs are used to recycle products to turn them into new usable items, such as the gum wrapper purses you can see in California or Mexico that are crocheted. Recycling also preserves all of the natural resources for our future generations. It reduces the need for raw materials so they can see the difference in biodiversity and the environment we live in. It uses less energy and will keep the oceans clean to preserve what animal life we have now. Now is a good time to visualize what we're thinking about. What would the world look like if we took that time to recycle, all together as a whole? The area around us would be spotless for the sea of animals to swim freely. The forests would not be hunted down. The roads would not be littered, and the greenhouse effect would not be an issue anymore. And we would be proud to live where we are. And there are even more benefits of recycling. Some are, it saves energy, reduces greenhouse gas emissions from landfills, reduces air and water pollution, creates new jobs, and preserves our resources and protects our wildlife. In our area, we have something called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. There are 5 major garbage patches in the ocean, and this is the very largest of the 5. It is twice the size of Texas and is located west of California and spans down to Hawaii. This is a picture of it, as it is from California all the way down here to Hawaii, and it's a visual representation of how big it is. The marine life on the bottom of the ocean is becoming more and more polluted as trash continues to sink down to the bottom. It has 1.8 trillion pieces of garbage, and it is in territorial waters, so no governments have stepped up to clean it, as it relies on corporations to do the work. Although we may not be able to directly help with the removal of that garbage from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, but there are ways to help support recycling of those materials. We can donate money to organizations that would help clean up our local beaches and even start to do it in our own area. Although, there are other ways to help recycle. A comment that we've all heard is reduce, reuse, recycle. That means using a recycling bin to throw away your trash that would get sent to a collection center and that is properly disposed of your garbage. We can reduce the amount of plastics we use and ask for paper instead of plastic, as it is more environmentally friendly. We can reuse the plastic materials, such as the one-time use cup over and over again. Another way we can help is to make recycling bins accessible in the areas we work, go to school at, and even in our own home by buying a recycling service. We can buy rechargeable batteries and make sure that all trash goes in the right spot and not outside in the environment. Recycling is beneficial to almost everyone. It can be a simple change in the lifestyle that we live and make a dramatic change. The best thing to always do is reduce, reuse, and recycle. If one person starts, it can lead to a chain of reactions. A small action can lead to a big change by influencing others. The actions we do now with recycling can greatly influence our future and the lives of future generations. We could turn the place we live into a garbage-less area, and we would see it as being more beautiful than it is now. It takes a small action to start, and don't just say you will do it. Take action and influence others around you.